came back and I changed the slides completely. So I'm going to start with some of the charts, which is how it looks. This is my Facebook status at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I did comment about the IMA dinner at around 9 p.m. And bang, within 2 seconds, I got three friends give me a thumbs up, and 2 said, please go and have good food in the evening. And you can see those comments there as well. So the truth is, today we are a lot more connected than ever before. And we are much more connected than even we think from a leader's perspective. Our employees are talking to each other much more than we can even think of. I think we should just recognize that very, very importantly. We don't even know what our subordinates talk about us much more than some years back. The more important thing to me is that I think we should हम सिर्फ आज की बात करते हैं अच्छा रहेगा because tomorrow is still time ahead. I don't think we're ready for even today, the way it is right now. So I'm going to spend more time about what we can do today, probably in this 1 year's time, to change ourselves. That's the first point. The second point is, we all know about this GDP growth, it growing at 8% per annum and probably will grow at 10 in the next 5 years' time. Even by 2030, we'll still be the youngest nation in the world. I think quite a few of us talked about it as well. Rapid urbanization, we still talk about 10 towns, and maybe another 5 years, we will talk about top 23 towns, top 50 towns, and Indore will one of them very, very fast. The most important thing is that we will have at least 180 million smartphones by June this year. It's a hell of a lot of smartphones in the country. We believe it should be in the region of around $4,000 for a smartphone, which means that more than 20% of the nation can be wired, connected through Facebook applications or Twitters. So the connection is going to be a lot more stronger and stronger and stronger, which means at any given point of time, each one of us can talk to 100 guys next second, which never happened some time back. So I think we should keep that in mind. That means the digital boom and the connected world has become more and more and more stronger. So connection is the first point I want to leave with you. The second thing is, just imagine this picture. This is how leaders used to talk to their employees some time back, because the dynamic environment is not there. Everything is still water. Whatever I could say, my team could hear me very clearly. And I used to tell them, go from here to here, and they listened, and they did it. But the reality is, it's no longer like this. It's like this today. There is so much of chaos around you. I don't think you will have a real-time dynamic way of directing your team members. You have to tell them certain specific instructions and give them liberty to take decisions. We can't be real-time managing them or handholding them on an ongoing basis. That's because the external factors, I think Mr. Bhargava talked about the number of stakeholders we have today has increased as well. It's going to make life a lot more complex. So to me, the second important thing is the chaos around us. So the first is connections. The second is chaos. Third is this. I think Piyush talked about it as well. We have an Australia inside us, we have an Mexico inside us, and we also have an Africa inside us today. And each of them behave differently. So from a leader's perspective, I don't think we can manufacture one product and say one shoe fits all, the whole nation will buy it. We have to start customizing it for at least 3 markets. And I believe in the future, it's going to become even more diverse to say that I should be ready to market multiple products. Same service for different people, depending upon the way the market is changing. So this, to my mind, is the third significant factor. So connections, chaos, and diversity are the 3 broad factors which is going to influence. Fourth and the most important thing is change. We all talked about change, which is going to be the only thing that's constant for all of us, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. More importantly, this is the important on my favorite chart. Each one of us are different. And because of the way we're getting connected with each other, I don't think, the earlier days, we can have 5 grades, executive, manager, director, supervisor, and then it'll become a vice president. Those levels, I think, will dismantle very, 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 very fast. I think we'll probably have to have a very flat organization structure, recognize each one of them as a Spider-Man and a Superman and a Batman, and start treating each one as a core contributor to your organization. And if you don't do that, you will start losing people very, very, very fast. So So to my mind, I think how do we respect individuals in an organization is very, very critical, and even an executive or a director is equally important for an organization. So these are the thoughts which I thought I will leave behind before I move to the next point. So obviously, therefore, people are our asset. If we don't have them, we have nothing, whether it is a industrial product or a services product. Today, I think that's where we are. Only when we have people in place, we can focus on our process supremacy. When I'm saying about process, I believe every year we can improve our process by at least 10% to make our own employees' life better by automation, by back-end processing, MIS. These are issues which we can focus so that the same employee next year when he comes to the office, he spends less time solving internal issues and more time solving our own company's problem. Only when we have a good set of people and good process, we can start doing good products. And I believe if we do not move from standard commodities to customized brands, future is going to be very difficult for us to move. So to me, it is people plus process plus product. If we can address it, should become help us to make a good profits. So with this, I'm going to just spend some time only on people. I spent some time with some of the key industrialists yesterday across construction, jewelries, services, technology. All of us have the same problem. 30% of employees leave every year. We still struggle to retain them. We don't know how to retain them. To me, I believe only 10% of the employees, this is some ballpark estimate which we have done, who stay for a longer period of time. And those are those who have inclination, aptitude, and capability. If an employee has all these three, I think he stays with an organization for a longer period of time. Let's say if someone does not have capability, somebody has got the inclination and he has got the aptitude as well. So we can spend some time training him. So if we can have our own customized training programs, so 10% of the employees can be moved to 40% of the employees able to handle and work with the organization. Let's say if somebody has aptitude and capability and no inclination, we find some such people as well. What do we do with them? He will be complaining with you grudgingly. Every year will come and complain to you for something or the other. And we have to find ways in which we either change his perspective of the organization or try to see whether he's going to work with us or not. There are also other set of people who have inclination and capability and does not have aptitude. These guys will leave in any case. So to me, you can take it as a 10, 30, 30, 30. So if we have 100% employee strength with you, each one of the employees can be clustered into any one of these 4 clusters. I think if we can spend little bit of time in understanding our employees better, we can customize our needs to manage them in a different way. So I really thought in this entire cycle of leadership for the future, I will spend some time only on the people side of the business, because processes and products are industry specific, but this is common to all of us. So finally, I think Mr. Bhargava talked about 2 types of people. This is a joke. I think you can laugh at this. There are always 3 types of people in any place. Those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, those who ask what happened. So I think we have to find a way in which we pick up people who makes things happen to us, and that will be the route for success. Therefore, to me, a leader is the one who creates many leaders, and this is my favorite chart, because if you look at the way seagulls fly, they take turns who will be the leader, because the tail is as important as the head when you're flying at such a high altitude. So the tired bird comes back and lets a young bird goes back to lead it, and they take turns to lead the entire flying things. And I think that's the way our future is. I don't think one leader can solve all the problems. You'll have to find a way in which a group of people address specific issues and take turns to lead the organization. And that's my honest submission. I will leave my start with a small AV. It's for 4 minutes. I think you can just enjoy listening to this.